We better. Who believe? We believe. Shout out to the head coach, go Steve. I've been a fan since 3 hit the 3. Now we back like Run TMC. Steph gon' swish, Clay gon' splash, Poole gon' drip, Loom gon' crash, Dre gon' lead, we gon' fly. We back, baby. Fab don't lie. We back. No cap. All caps. We back. We better. Who believe? We believe. Shout out to the.
Sorry, guys. I was on the loop. All right. Welcome to
Okay.
another episode of Locked In GSW podcast. I'm Brandon Ferrino. Joined by me is my co-host, Jordan Medeiros, and our other fellas that are always with us every single episode of this Warriors podcast. We got Bashar 49er minded himself. We got on Shul. Make sure you follow on Shul on his new Warriors page on YouTube, Warriors Media.
Nice.
All right, hit that subscribe button, okay? And then we also got our boy Cory, sports fanatic himself. We got Dub, guys. Start off the new season, right?
Yep.
On ring night. How you guys feeling after tonight's win?
Feel pretty good. I mean, there's definitely some things that the team has to, work on. There was some sloppiness, especially I'd say in the first half of the game, but they kind of settled down, I'd say, in the second half, and I felt like they were playing a lot more of Warriors basketball in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, didn't overanalyze anything. Knew coming in was gonna be a little sloppy, but I liked what I saw from the young guys, and I'm glad the young guys played most of the game. I'm just glad we got the dub.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. It's always feels great to beat the Lakers down. And Brandon and I were over on the Playback website, doing the live play-by-play sort of on there, and it was just great, especially when we were up by 20 in the third quarter. It just, sure. I mean, LeBron's gonna get his, and Anthony Davis is gonna get his, but Westbrook got a little bit. But at the end of the day, we're just too strong for this Lakers team. It's quite evident. We didn't even play our best game, and we were still toying with that team. So it was fun.
I'm not gonna lie, Lakers are kind of boring.
Hey man, we got our ring ceremony done, and the ring looks sick, and that new ring is just the best looking championship ring I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
And shout out to Grandizer in the chat. What's up, bro? How you doing? See you right there, bro.
They changed it up this year, they said too. So that was pretty cool. Cory, let's get your thoughts.
Yeah, it was a sloppy start. Neither team could shoot very well first quarter, probably first quarter and a half. I think the Warriors took a 3-point lead at halftime, give or take, and it was just kind of one of those. I apologize. Up 7 at halftime, but just sloppy. 47 points total in the first quarter. This takes a little while to get your feet underneath you, but as I've said 100 times, Warriors own third quarters, outscoring by 13. Lakers actually outscored us in the fourth by 6 there, but I think I said this in the preview show on Sunday. No one's going to be able to match our depth. Iggy obviously didn't play. Still waiting for PBJ to come in. You got a little bit from what was the other rookie that they.
Ryan Rollins.
Rollins was in there for
Rollins. I was talking about still waiting on Anthony Lamb as well. But for the most part, it's just one of those, get your feet underneath you, just like week 1 of the regular season in football. It's just, whatever. It's you get the win. You look sloppy, too many turnovers as usual, but when they get their 30 assists, they win. They had 31 tonight. Move on to Friday against Denver, and let's see what Denver has in store.
Yes, sir. My next question for you guys is, I know we had a rough start, but as the game was going on, how did you think the rookies did and our bench did? Plus, how did you feel like Wiseman played tonight? Jordan, go ahead.
I felt the rookies played pretty well. I mean, there's got a lot of learning to do. Wiseman, on the other hand, he played all right. I think I would like to see him rebound a little bit more. Against the first game, so eventually he'll get his feet under him. I mean, he's been out for a while. Hopefully, no more injuries this season. But other than that, eventually everyone's gonna gel and everyone's gonna do their part and grow, and it'll be a nice journey to watch for sure.
Bashar?
Yeah, it was. I'm always excited whenever Wiseman does something.
Oh, Bashar, sorry. Let's go over to the press conference real quick from Steve.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
And the first game of the season is usually filled with some nerves, early on. And then I think because Clay and Draymond were limiting their minutes to try to get them over the hump here the next couple of weeks, probably threw a little bit of a wrench in the rotation. And we haven't had much rhythm with, you saw that we had Clay out there early fourth with a group. They hadn't played together, and you could kind of tell. So we're not where we need to be, but we took care of business. It's a great win in front of our fans. Ring night, I think all of our guys should go home and be really happy and get a good night's sleep.
You went 11 deep, partly because of the conditioning, but also because you have 11 rotation guys. How would you compare, I know it's early, but how would you compare the depth you potentially have on this team to past teams?
I think it reminds me of 14-15, although the depth is younger. But, 14-15, we had games where we didn't play Sean Livingston. We didn't play Leandro Barbosa. They both had a couple of stretches in that season where they either played very limited minutes or didn't play at all. We had, really major depth at the center spot with Mo Spates and David Lee and Bogut and Festus and Draymond. So it reminds me a lot of just the talent level. That team was veteran. We had veterans. This team, it's young guys, but the talent is really obvious.
Steve, what do you make of Steph and LeBron still playing at this level at this point of their career? I mean, they're still doing it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's two guys who are so committed to the game, to their health, their skill set. It's remarkable. They both make it look so easy too. But this didn't really happen a whole lot 20, 30 years ago. I think we're smarter now. The players have more knowledge at their fingertips. We provide a lot more resources to help players out. They look for stuff on their own. And it seems like you've got a lot more players now who are playing at a really high level at an age that used to be considered, sort of the end of the line.
Steve, what did it mean to everybody to see Wiseman back in a game that counted and just what he was able to do, contributing on both ends and really crashing the boards? Yeah,
it was great. It's really fun to see James out there. He's had a fantastic lead up to the season, summer league, training camp, been in the gym every day for the last few months, well before camp. So James has put in the work, and I'm really excited for him. He's gone through a lot, so nice to see him back out on the court.
You played him, I think, for 11 plus minutes stint there in the first half. Was that planned, or did he earn extra minutes? And how did you think he and Kuminga, you had them both on the floor pretty much every time they were out there. How did that work tonight?
Yeah, it was planned. And, I thought they did fine. We saw stretches in the preseason where they really got going, but preseason is preseason. This is different. It's opening night. It's the only game, being played, national TV. You could see the nerves. James is a really good foul shooter, and he went 0 for 4. That was strictly nerves in my mind. I thought JK was pressing a little bit. And then in the second half, I didn't love the way the second half went. We had a really good third quarter, but we got a little disjointed in the fourth, and it didn't allow for those guys to come back in until really late. So it wasn't a perfect night for them, but they did a good job, and they're continuing to grow.
Only 7 minutes for Moses tonight. We know he was banged up on Friday. So was that by design tonight, or just kind of how the rotation played out?
We have a lot of guys. If we're healthy, we can go really deep. And it's rare to play 11 guys in a rotation, but Moses will play plenty this year. We're not going to be healthy for 82 games. There's going to be lots of opportunities for him and for our other young guys. But what I told the team yesterday is that, because of our depth, certain nights aren't going to go your way, and you just got to keep your head up and keep going, and your chance will come.
Is there a position, like one more than the other, that you think has more depth on this team? Like, is it the 2-guard, center?
I think we're pretty evenly distributed in terms of our depth. I really like this roster and like our team. I think we're going to get a lot better, and I'm really excited for the year.
Steve, Steph missed. All right. Yeah, typical Steve Kerr press conference.
Yep. All right, so go ahead, Bashar. Let's get your thoughts real quick, and then we'll talk about what Steve Kerr was saying.
I want to talk about Wiseman a little bit. I want to say what's up to the Sentinel. Says that was a pimp smacking LOL. It's always great to beat the Lakers down. Elias Lopez is in the chat, says, let's go Warriors. And Sentinel says, what's good? How's it going? Yeah, man. I've been dying to see Wiseman play in a real game for, ever since his rookie season when we got a little taste of it. Got a little taste, and we got a little teaser in Santa Cruz this past season. And they said, oh, he was doing well. And they said, oh, his knee was swelling. And, he played a little bit in the summer league, and we saw him in the preseason in Japan. He steps in that one game in Japan, and then freaking right off the bat, he gets a dunk and looks good. So, yeah, it was nice, man. I mean, there were a couple of times he looked kind of sloppy where he should have had some easy dunks, and he wasn't complete finishing like we'd like him to. But in general, he looked like he had a nice little presence defensively. There were a couple of times, sure, I think it was Anthony Davis and LeBron. They kind of got the better hand, but there were other times that Wiseman was showing that he can make those guys miss shots too. He did get a shot block on somebody. I forgot who it was. It wasn't Anthony Davis or LeBron, I don't think. But in general, I like what I saw from Wiseman, and we're going to see a whole lot more. I think he was a little jittery early on, and I'm just excited about finally getting to see Wiseman play with this amazing star-studded team.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Cory.
Yes. Wiseman. I actually agree with Bashar on that. I think he looked a little sloppy from play to play. I just think it's going to take him a little while to get his feet underneath him. But once he kind of hits that ground running, I think it's going to turn into a very fun team to watch. The guy I was impressed with was Dante DiVincenzo. I think he came in. You see the hustle. You see a lot of why the Warriors picked him up. And also JaMychal Green. He ended up getting some rebounds, hit a couple key threes there, second or third quarter. He's going to be another great fit for this team. What Steve Kerr mentioned, you're not going to be able to stay healthy for all 82. So the depth is very key. I don't see a team in the association that can match our depth. I think that's why I liked our chances last year of taking the championship, which they did, and I really like our chances this year to defend it.
One more thing I want to add about Wiseman is early on he looked like he was kind of struggling with the rebounds, but later he was picking it up. At least he was getting some nice defensive rebounds here and there.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think, like Cory said, he struggled in the beginning, and he finally found his comfort zone. Same thing with the other young guys. It was a national televised game, like Steve Kerr said, and you could tell that it was nerves. But come third quarter, like usual, Warriors outplayed their opponent, and just destroyed the Lakers in the third quarter. So I think everybody started to calm down more now and everything. But on Shul, what's your thoughts on that one?
So I thought, Wiseman, yeah, I pretty much agree with everyone else. He was a little sloppy, especially to start, but I think that's kind of what we can expect from him just because, again, he's been out for a long time with an injury. But yeah, he had some really key, moments I thought later down in the game, and I thought he was better on the defensive end than he was on offense. And then a young guy like Moses Moody, when he came
There
in,
you go.
like I like what he brought because he brought a little bit of that energy by hitting that corner three. So I really liked that for Moody.
I was gonna ask you that. I'm sure. It's like, what do you think about Moody?
Yeah, Jordan, any other thoughts you have on?
It's more of a question, but
Good.
so no, everyone pretty much touched on it about Wiseman at least.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't talk about Steph Curry though.
Yeah, Steph Curry
is
hasn't.
33.
Yeah, Steph Curry hasn't missed a beat. Still looks good. I know he was what was he 3 for 11 from downtown.
And he was a little
4
off from
for
downtown.
13. 4 for 13.
Yeah, but all the other parts of his game were definitely there, man.
Yeah,
he
was breaking Anthony Davis' ankles towards the end.
Yeah, that one play, the key
That
when he
little
got
hezzy?
Anthony Davis
Yeah.
twice, man. That was nice.
Yeah.
What do you
Bro,
think
the
about?
three he missed though, because they kept passing it around, and then like he misses the corner three, and I was like, bro.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Clay though?
Clay's going to take a little while to kind of get
Yeah.
going again, especially with the amount of minutes that Kerr has him playing.
Yeah,
It's hard to play for 2, 3, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Come out. He did have a stretch there where I think he hit 3 straight buckets, including a 3.
Yeah, he looked like he was
I
about
think
to be
in the
on
third
fire.
quarter. But I was
Hey.
going to mention the backdoor cuts that they were the ball movement and everything, but in the second quarter, those backdoor cuts. I think one from Poole to Green, one
Yeah.
I think from
Green
Curry
to
to
Wiseman, I think too.
Green to Wiseman, whatever it was. Those backdoor
Yeah.
cuts are deadly. You have to be able to cut down the front court there. But I just think it's the ball movement is just fun to watch and very, very tough to defend because you're trying to double team one guy. The ball moves around so quick where your head's just bobbing back and forth. It's hard to really find where the shot is going to come from. It's essentially just going back to fundamentals when you're in grade school, just passing the ball, bounce pass, chest pass, whatever it is. And just with the ball movement is just really, really tough to defend. So it's a lot of fun.
Do you guys think? I know we got Steph and Clay and Poole, but do you think we can add Wiggins to Splash Bro? He was making them. He was making a.
There he was. There were times where I was telling Brandon, like, I was cussing, like, oh, he better not F and shoot this. And boom, he made it. The second time I was like, oh, I don't think he's going to make this one. Then after that, I was like, okay, whatever. Just go ahead and shoot him. Because he was just making them.
I think he's.
I was super impressed with the Poole like threes early on because I was like, oh my god, bro, he didn't miss a beat. It was back to what he did last year.
Yeah, for sure.
And back to Klay Thompson really quick because I want to touch on him. I mean, I was watching him and it just like seemed like I didn't really think he was really that involved. But then obviously I look at the box score, 18 points, 6 for 13. And it was just the quietest 18 points I've ever seen.
Yep.
The quietest 18 points I've ever seen Klay Thompson score. Usually he seems more athletic and more energetic and more hyped up, and he was just really calm the whole time. So
I don't think he forced it like last season.
Mm-hmm.
He was just calm.
Yeah, I think last season, obviously he was coming back from the injury, so he's like super excited to get back on the court. So he definitely was probably forcing some things.
Yeah. So I mean, defense wise, let me get your guys' take on that. What did you guys see on the other side of the ball? Who stood out to you on defense mostly? Cory, go ahead.
Like I said, I think DiVincenzo was very good. You're going to love what you see out of JaMychal Green going forward. Draymond was causing havoc. There was some jarring with Anthony Davis in there somewhere. He ends up drawing an offensive, draws an offensive foul. I don't know if there was one particular player that I was more impressed with than just the entirety of the team. But with the Warriors, especially with the young core and the length, you see Kuminga running down on a fast break that the Lakers had, and he ends up just not stealing, but kind of deflecting the ball out of bounds to give his teammates time now to get down there and get into a defensive set. The range for Kuminga, Wiseman, Moody are just, they're like 7 feet each. It's incredible. Give this team some time to really start gelling. They're going to be off to the races. This is going to be a near impossible team to beat 4 times in a 7-game set.
Cory, what do you think of their transition defense?
The transition defense got a little sloppy there late. I got to say, they end up hitting the 3 and they're not getting back on defense. And it was just, it was tough. And I think that's where you saw Steve Kerr call a few of those timeouts. Say, you guys got to get back on defense. Great play on the offensive side, but you got to be able to stop the transition on the other end. And that's, ironically, that's usually where the Warriors kill you, is you can end up taking 18, 19, 22 seconds, whatever it is, to get a basket, and then the Warriors throw a outlet pass 70 feet and end up getting a wide open layup or a wide open 3. And it's like, well, what's the purpose of this? You make a great play, but yet you can't get back on defense. So again, I think this was all just first game jitters a little bit. National TV, a lot of young players that hadn't played in a while. We mentioned Wiseman, DiVincenzo, first game with the Warriors. JaMychal Green, first game as a Warrior. There's a lot of new faces, new players on this team, new faces. Yes. Give this team, 10, 15 games to gel. It's going to be like that 73-9 season. It's just going to be. I'm not calling 73 wins this year, but I think 67 is definitely in the possibility. I think they can go 67-15 all day long, staying relatively healthy.
Yeah, I want to say what's up to the Niner you love to hate, 501. Shout out to you, bro. Says I love James Wiseman. He's a problem. Yeah, I've been dying to see what James Wiseman can do with this amazing team we have, and we're finally going to see it this season.
Yes, sir. Jordan, go ahead. Did you have something to ask?
I forgot I was going to ask, so go ahead.
Oh,
why you write these things down?
Yep.
So you don't forget.
Yep.
Hey, it's the first game, right?
So. Maybe that's how they do it in Raiderland. I don't know.
Already. Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Hey, maybe you're right. You're probably right.
Hey, Brandon, man. Come on, man.
Probably right. Cory.
Hey, so did you guys want to hear what the players have to say or no?
It's all good.
Whatever you want to do, Brandon. It's your show.
All right, we can keep talking, or we can listen to. Because Jordan pulls up at the podium right now. You guys want to listen to him real quick?
If it's Jordan Poole, let's hear it. Let's hear Jordan Poole real quick.
JP.
Right.
Be out there playing and be honest. Wherever I'm needed, whether it's the first unit, second unit, being a bridge, closing quarters, closing games. And as long as I'm out there impacting the game, that's all that really matters.
Jordan, can you share with us what was on your mind when you got that ring tonight?
I was just really excited just to kind of see it, be a part of something so special, something so historic. It was an amazing ring, a beautiful ring. So everybody who worked so hard on that, credit to them. And it was just a really dope opportunity.
Obviously, you guys are known for your guys' third quarter flurries. What do you think kind of led to that tonight and the difference from the first half to the second half?
Just kind of figuring it out, slowing the game down a little bit, getting our legs under us, getting our chemistry a little bit. We normally take the first half to kind of see how they're guarding us, and it's really hard to kind of chase us and, play our read and react game all game long. So the third quarter is where we normally try to make a run, kind of stretch out the game, open it up a little bit, but just looking for our shots, trying to make the right plays, be efficient, be aggressive.
And then Andrew made 4 3-pointers, had some step back 3-pointers as well. What have you seen from him as far as his evolution as a 3-point shooter?
Wiggs is in the lab all summer working on the shots that you saw tonight. So he'll have a really big year, and it just makes him even more of a threat to be able to see him create shots on the perimeter and knock it down how he did tonight.
Jordan, 10 days ago, Draymond, when he apologized, there would be an elephant in the room tonight. I'm just wondering, did anything feel awkward, or do you feel like healing has happened?
Yeah, I mean, we went out there. We had a job to do tonight to win a game. It was a ring night, and that's really what we were focused on, to finish in the first game. It was a huge win against a really good team, and the season started, so we got a game in a couple of days.
All right, George, cool.
He didn't really completely answer the question. The that she had.
Yeah, notice how he kind of went around it.
Yeah,
It's a good answer though. Don't keep
remember Jordan Poole set up Draymond on an easy layup or something like that? Or
Yep.
some assist that happened. Yeah.
And Twitter went crazy after that.
Curry went crazy after it happened. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be water in the bridge pretty soon, but we'll see. Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about Wiggins. Wiggins, like they said, 4-point. He had like 4 straight 3-pointers, right? In
fourth quarter, yeah.
Fourth quarter. I mean,
20 points.
He's starting to be a better shooter, in my opinion. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, Wiggins last year after the All-Star game, he had a slump at one point, and I was losing faith in the guy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was the only one that was kind of losing faith in him, but obviously he stepped up and was huge in the playoffs, and that was a lot of fun to see. And he's just carrying over, and this is probably the most fun. This is the most fun that Wiggins has had in his entire basketball career. Therefore, he took a pay cut, and he's staying with us, and we're gonna see a lot of great moments with Wiggins and it's nice to have Kuminga behind him. Cory's coming back, so he's right there. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I don't mind this extension at all. I love it. I welcome it, and I welcome a whole lot of stuff that the Warriors are doing.
Pretty much.
Anybody else want to comment?
What do you think, media?
Sorry, what was the question?
What do you think about Wiggins?
Oh, Wiggins. Personally, I thought he had a pretty quiet game, especially like early on into the game. But then I felt like afterwards, like especially in the fourth quarter, he really had some, clutch shots to try and put this game away. Because like the Lakers, I got a little worried. Not gonna lie, like when I saw the Lakers kind of bringing it close, like when it was a 13-point lead, I was a little worried. But shout out to Wiggins to help, shut out this game.
For sure.
Are you, Brian?
Yeah, I think it took a lot of class to agree to a pay cut to try to keep as much of the core around. Jordan did the same thing to make sure Pippen would stay around back in the 90s. It just shows what kind of human being he is, and it takes a lot. He's making $25 million instead of 30 or 35. He's a veteran. He's been around a while, but he knows that being on this team, he doesn't have to be the guy. He could be kind of one of those role players, get his 18, 20 points a game, distribute work. His defense was vastly improved last year, which is key, and can help the young players really develop and give really good advice and try to make a push for ring number 5 for Steph, Clay, and Dre, and Iggy.
Do you guys? Actually, go ahead, Brandon, then I'll ask a question.
Yeah, I think like Cory said, taking that pay cut really showed a lot of character from him, and showing that he is a team player, and he knows that he's here for the team. So seeing him just evolve with the past 2-3 years now that he's been with the Warriors, he's definitely become a better player altogether. So I'm excited for the season to see how well he does and see if he makes the All-Star team again.
So I was just gonna ask. I know it's the first game, but depending on how Wiseman does this season, do you think he'll slip into the starting five instead of Kavan?
I think it's definitely possible. I think it also is just going to kind of depend on the style of play that the Warriors are playing. What I mean by that is with Looney in there, it's a little slower pace. He's not able to get up and down the floor a lot. I think you'll see Wiseman in the starting lineup here at some point, but he still needs to get his feet underneath him. You're seeing Kerr limit Clay to 16 or 18 minutes tonight. I think you're going to see the same thing with Wiseman. Once he gets he is eased in, and he kind of gets the more experience and the minutes moved up, I think you'll see a lot. I think you'll see a lot more of him. And if he develops in the way that I think we all hope that he does, I think he'll be. I think maybe a quarter or a third into the season, I think you could see Wiseman in the starting five, and you just use Looney as a backup, chewing up minutes, grabbing rebounds, whatever it is that we need him to do.
Yeah. When the Lakers were forced to the break with Anthony Davis and we weren't getting back on transition defense properly, I was screaming not screaming, but I was just like, man, I wish Wiseman was in there because Wiseman can rim run way better than Looney ever can. But it is what it is. I mean, when Looney was in there, though, I mean, if his plus minuses are excellent, actually, in comparison to what Wiseman has, and Looney still does a lot of good things. Mm-hmm. And so I think it will take a while. I'm sure I'd love to see Wiseman as a starter and be developed into an all-star player, but I don't think they're going to rush it because just for the simple fact that they don't need to. And, with Wiseman's injury history, why rush it? But eventually, when it's all said and done, Wiseman's should be the starter and he should be a dominant player at some point. Right. And Niner Sickness is here. Oh, there you go. That's a Niner Sickness I wanted to hear. There goes Beto. He's been a good boy, a good guy. It's a good win today. Love the ring ceremony. The ring is off. That is the best ring I've ever seen. I'm a Niner fan, but that's
dope.
That's the most beautiful ring I've ever seen.
Yeah. Is he not a Warrior fan?
He's a Laker fan.
I am. Oh no, yeah, he's a Laker fan. Yeah.
So let's get your thoughts on what Jordan asked.
So do I think Wiseman will end up taking over throughout the season? I think over time, like he's. I think it's gonna be kind of similar to where his rookie year, where he kind of did start, but then like they put him more on the bench. So I think it's kind of the opposite. So I think over time, once Wiseman gets more comfortable, starts to play a little bit better, I think Wiseman will start, and then Looney will be off the bench.
Honestly, for me, like my prediction, I actually feel like, okay, again, no injury. I think after All-Star break, he'll be a starter. I know I have that weird feeling.
I think he'll be a starter before the All-Star game.
Yeah, I don't. And Shul mentioned the rookie season with Wiseman. I hope we don't see that where. Remember we had it where Wiseman was a starter at the beginning of the season, and then we went to Looney, and I'm like, please, if let's do it right. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right.
What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, I think so too. It's gonna be a battle between the two through the season, so we're just gonna have to wait and see for sure. But it could go either way, before All-Star break or after. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see for sure. So
I got a question for you guys.
Go ahead.
What do you guys think about Ryan Rollins getting some run today and PBJ not being activated? Is there any story behind that, or just, I don't know, just Curry had a preference? Or
I think it's just because we have a lot of players right now on the bench, so I think it's only the first game, so you'll probably see PBJ and everybody like get their shot. You know what I mean?
Didn't PBJ have like a finger injury or something?
I thought so. I think
so maybe that's why
I don't know.
So maybe
We're
that's why
talking
he
about
didn't
Patrick
get.
Baldwin Jr.
Yeah, so
It's a good problem to have when Kerr ran an 11-man rotation.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's the death. Yep, that's the death.
Someone had to be the odd man out.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Iggy.
You would just
I'm
figure the
just
guy who was
saying.
drafted before him, who's looked more productive, would have been
Okay.
the guy.
So here's my question right now. So I've heard people talk about this a lot before this game started today, especially when Chuck, and I know we all hate Charles Barkley, but he said,
come on, Brian, we
that-
all love him.
he said
he's the class clown of the broadcast.
He's a clown.
he said that the Clippers will take the West. Why is everybody like on the Clippers junk this year?
I don't know.
I don't think they're good just because.
Who do they have outside of Paul George and Kawhi? That's what I want.
I don't even think they're good, to be honest.
And they don't produce in the playoffs.
And
I mean,
Kawhi Leonard is an
And they
exceptional
can't stay
player.
healthy.
He can't
Kawhi gets hurt all the
stay
time, though.
healthy.
And the
If
Suns,
Kawhi can stay healthy, they could be more than likely our toughest test. I'm not believing here in Niner sickness. Suns are not better than us.
no,
Get out of here.
no, dude. Like,
Bitter Laker fan. Once you signed Westbrook, your franchise was going to be finished for the next 4 or 5 years easy. You guys keep making stupid, dumb trades that in the long run just bite you.
Lakers are like Kyle Shanahan with his running backs. Lakers just have a hat every offseason.
Here we go. Here we go again.
All right. Here we go again. Lonnie Walker. Okay.
No, they just don't have the depth. You're looking at every one of these teams in the West. The Jazz pretty much just a dumpster fire now. We end up getting JaMychal Green from Denver. Denver isn't going to be what they are. You could watch out for Dallas a little bit. Still watch out for New Orleans a little bit. And then possibly Memphis, who's kind of a young up-and-coming team. But in a 7-game series, I don't see any of those teams I just named beating us 4 out of 7 times.
Who was it at halftime of the show? Was it Ernie Johnson Jr. or maybe the guy that was sitting with Reggie Miller or Kevin Harlan? One of those guys said that, there's so much parity in the NBA, and possibly 9 teams could in the NBA right now could come out on top and win the finals. I'm like, what 9 teams are what 8 teams out there? I mean,
not in the way of the depth, and when you're looking at in a playoff run, and you get to the playoffs, realistically, you're running about 8 guys. You have your 5 starters, and you have 3 guys, maybe 4, coming off the bench to take some minutes and give your starters, your Stephs, your Clays, Draymond Green, maybe Wiggins, maybe just the whole starting 5, some rest. I definitely think you could see Jordan Poole as a 6th man this year. I think someone mentioned that in the preview show a couple days ago. But no one can run. Yes, unsure. No one can run a playoff run, especially with the experience that the Warriors have. The Warriors are 11, 12 deep all day long. And once you get to the postseason, you're going to end up cutting 3 or 4 of those guys' minutes down to maybe garbage time. Yeah. So it's a good problem to have, especially when there's really not a lot of animosity with people complaining that they're not getting enough minutes. You look at the Lakers tonight, all they wanted to do was complain. LeBron James will never admit a guilt that he fouled somebody ever. Every time he's extending that that offhand. What did I do? Russell Westbrook batting the ball out of someone's hand there, and the announcers think, maybe that was a violation. A violation on what? Westbrook clearly batted the ball out before. I forget who was the inbounder, DiVincenzo or someone. They even had a chance to throw the ball in because all he wanted to do was, get back to that playground stuff. It's like Westbrook, you still can't shoot. You get half your points from the free throw line, and your shooting percentage is terrible. So stop it. What did I do? Looking like a soccer player. Like I didn't do anything.
Exactly.
Warriors, I think, will just have everything here going forward.
This is the perfect picture right here.
And LeBron, Curry has more rings than you do now.
He wishes he was on that team.
Face right here.
He wishes.
Oh
I
shit!
love that smile.
No, they both have 4.
They both have 4. Yep.
Both
Curry
have
will
4.
have more by the time they both retire.
Yeah, I think so too. And speaking of Westbrook, did you guys see what Charles Barkley was saying at halftime about Westbrook of the Lakers? And Barkley was all mad about Westbrook being on the Lakers, and he said that
that trade should happen.
They gotta move him.
Yeah,
they should have moved him before they even traded for him.
That was like the first thing he started the entire halftime show.
Yeah, exactly. That
I got to get something off my chest.
Exactly.
There was a
I mean,
trade.
he doesn't really fit in with that team. I totally get what he's saying. It's funny.
Same reason why he didn't fit with the team when he got traded to Houston.
And,
Made no sense.
We got Beto says, Brandon, smile, bro. Your team won.
I'm smiling.
And the Laker fan also says trading for Westbrook was the worst thing ever. I cannot argue that point as a Laker fan. Okay. And he says LeBron James never does anything wrong. It's everyone else's fault. But that's just a reality. Deal with it.
Dude, those rings are
I'm telling him to stop using his offhand for
ring,
more space.
Brandon.
He doesn't have the handles of a Curry or a John Morant or Chris Paul or anybody else.
Now, I want to ask you guys this. I don't know if Klay Thompson was on the floor long enough for us to notice this or realize it, but did any of you guys just like notice if Klay was anywhere near the same defensive player that he used to be tonight? I mean, I didn't.
So make a couple good defensive plays there.
You did?
And
Okay,
I
okay.
loved the one play, third quarter, I think, where Kuminga was isolated with LeBron and forced him down to the baseline, and LeBron had to pass it. Kuminga's turning into a player here, guys. I'm telling you, this guy is going to be an absolute superstar.
I want him to play the finals,
Moody.
man.
Moody,
Oh.
Wiseman, cool.
Moody was
Cool.
looking nice too. Moody's got a lot of confidence. Moody's confidence in his 3-point shot is nice.
Mooney
man.
should have Moses Moody, excuse me, should have gotten a lot more. I think more playing.
Yes.
You will.
Yes, media.
Game 1. Don't jump off a bridge yet. We got 81 more of these things.
We don't have
to set
Damian
up.
Lee on this team anymore that week.
Hey,
We don't have
that's a good
Damian
thing.
Lee. We don't have GP2. We don't have JTA. We don't have Bielitsa or a lot of the other guys. Otto Porter, I'm going to miss. But
Otto
we pick
Porter,
up a
sure.
guy like DiVincenzo. We pick up a guy like JaMychal Green. You have PBJ in your back pocket. We have what was the other Hollins or what was the other guy going? Relax, everybody. It's
Did you read the
Ryan
comment,
Rollins
Corey?
and no, I didn't.
Read it.
Yo, Corey Westbrook is as bad as your green screen brother. LOL.
Hey,
Good.
that Niners sickness comment reminded me of Joey Arredondo when he drops comments on our shows.
Yep.
Bro, Joey's the best.
He's
with this
something.
comment.
Niner Sickness is just pissed because his team hasn't really done anything except that COVID season, like the damn Dodgers end up winning a 60-game tournament.
Disney.
Hey, Niners sickness, are you a Dodger fan too? I think you are.
Oh gosh, I hope not.
We'll find out.
I never understand how some Niners
Two,
fans are Dodgers.
$280 million payroll down the drain again.
Oh my head.
I could do this all day with you guys. All
Aaron
day.
Judge the Giants. I don't know.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway,
I'm gonna show this real quick. Here
Cool,
Oh,
cool.
look at
Let's see it. Oh,
Here,
Klay
okay,
Thompson,
yeah,
huh?
say.
Need to work it out with you guys as a whole.
Dre had to get our trust back, and he was very willing to do so. I mean, without Draymond, we're not the Warriors, and without JP, we're not the Warriors. Like, JP's our future. Dre's a legend. Gonna have a statue outside one day. But it's just brothers fight. We spend more time with each other than our families, which is just a reality. And we butt heads sometimes, and we'll move past it, and we'll just set on repeating. You know how hard the encore is, and I know we can do it.
Show the
ring one more time.
It's been a long day. I know you guys
Klay Thompson.
need to.
So after hearing that, do you still think Dre leaves?
yes.
If he still wants his bag, yeah. 'Cause I don't think he's getting it with us.
No, I don't think Draymond leaves.
And to clear up the rumors, he's an A's fan. Okay.
I think he stays for both seasons, to be honest.
He's going to have to take a massive pay cut then.
And
For
you're
that to
saying
happen.
he has to take a pay cut from what he's making right now? I mean, I don't know what he makes right now.
He has a $27 million option next year, and I
Okay,
think
okay.
even with that, I think there's going to have to be a cut down. a lot like what Wiggins did. The luxury tax is going to start getting borderline insane, even without him.
They were talking about that too.
I don't think there's a way to give him veteran minimum. I don't think there's a way to do that, but it's just he's going to have to take a big pay cut. Now I don't know if that's going to go against the cap with everything. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but I just think with all the animosity, I mean, I'd love to see him stay and just keep his head on straight, but he just doesn't seem to ever figure out how to do that.
It would be a $27 million cap hit. It definitely goes against cap. I just looked it up.
It just doesn't work.
Doesn't work
so
out.
Drop that in half
he's
by he wants to keep winning rings. He will be.
Yeah.
Not like what Wiggins just did. Because if he goes anywhere else. And the rumors are all, he'll just become a Laker next year. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that.
I honestly think he wants to
winning another ring over there.
I doubt he goes to the Lakers after what he's seen with them.
I mean, LeBron's a facilitator, and Draymond's a facilitator, and Draymond's not an outside shooter. And, it doesn't really. It's kind of.
They need guys who can shoot. You see how bad the Lakers shot from the outside as a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the Warriors took a little while to get going too, but I mean, they were atrocious. They ended up bringing that one guy from. Was it Miami or whatever? He was supposed to come in as a 3-point shooter. I never saw him make a damn three.
Hey, look, all I gotta say is the Lakers and LeBron James, like how Chris Polo likes to say it, are ass. Okay, that's it. Plain and simple, ass. Okay. But
bro, they had their second unit out there, and I was like, who is that? Who's that? Who's that?
I didn't even know most of them.
The only person I know is Sky Pimpin Jr. That was about it.
Yeah, I didn't know who anybody there.
I didn't even realize he was out there.
JTA. I knew JTA.
I saw JTA and this guy named Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Pippen Jr. was out there in the garbage time. Elias
What
Lopez.
was the guy with the white guy? The looks old.
Reeves?
What is this?
I don't know what this means. Is that his hair?
His hair.
Are you hot, bro?
And was that how you were reacting when you saw me defending yourself down or something?
There's Joey.
There you go. We were waiting for you, Joey.
LA
Fitness Lakers. There you go. Elias Lopez says, "Let's go Warriors, run it back." How you doing, bro? Yeah, we love Elias. We love Joey's funny comments. He's always making us laugh.
Make sure to go on YouTube, guys.
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure to go on YouTube.
But before we head out here, I just want to go over. If you guys haven't yet, follow us on YouTube. Hit that like, subscribe button. YouTube.com/LockedInGSW podcast. We also have Instagram. It's spelled all the way out, LockedInGSW podcast. We're almost to 10,000 followers. So once we hit that on Instagram, we'll try to do a giveaway. And then also follow us on Twitter, GSW_podcast. We'll give you all the Warriors news and updates on that as well. And we'll also have TikTok. Follow us on TikTok, Locked In GSW Podcast. Spell all the way out. And we also, this season, we're trying something new. There's a new program called Playback, and we'll be watching every single game of the season on Playback. So if you haven't yet, we have the link pinned to our profiles. It's playback.tv/LockedInGSW. So make sure you click that button if you guys want to come and hang out with us and watch the game together.
Joey's got some competition tonight. I'm telling you, man, with this lighter sickness.
Yeah.
All right, Beto, I'm coming for you.
So last question.
Keep watching the rings there. Keep watching the rings.
All right, last question. Next game, what do you guys think is gonna happen?
Haven't seen much of Denver yet, so it's
we're gonna have to wait and see.
We're gonna have to see how they look tomorrow. We have the first 3 games at home. We go down to Phoenix for game 4. We come back for a game, I think, against the Kings or something, and then we're on
Mariah,
for week 5. So
what's up, Mariah?
It's a long season. Try to stay as healthy as possible.
Yep.
Get that number 1 seed. Rest. And then send all the opponents that you're going to face fishing or golfing before June.
Well, Iguodala's going to be golfing regardless. What up, Mariah? How you doing?
And Steph. Steph, too.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, great being on with you guys, man. Great victory.
Yeah. Any last thoughts before we head out?
Whoop that trick.
Whoop that trick.
Wait until we face Memphis.
Come
Yeah,
on,
wait till we face Memphis. All right, but we will
wait
be
until
back.
Christmas Day. We get them on Christmas Day.
Yeah, we do.
We'll whoop that trick on Christmas Day.
We will be back for a preview show against the Nuggets. I don't know what day yet. Probably the day of, before the game starts.
Friday.
But we will definitely let you know. But until next time, guys, go Dubs.
Go Dubs.
Go Dubs, baby. Let's go.
W.